If you want to lose 5, 10, 15, 20 kilos, this is exactly how. There's a system and a strategy to losing body fat. Every 5 kilos that we come across, we're going to hit a wall and we have to change our strategy and direction to be able to knock down that next 5 kilos. We're going to break this down into 4 phases, so 4 cycles to be able to get past that next wall. How to lose the first 5 kilos, okay? This is the habit phase. For this phase here, guys, you don't have to track calories or macros or anything like that. All we have to do is improve what we refer to as the success habits. We need to start training. We need to reduce our food rares, which is basically high sugar-based foods, restaurant bad choices, fast food. We need to reduce our drink rares, as in our sodas and our alcohol. We need to improve our steps or activities. We're starting to get a bit more movement in our day-to-day. We also improve our sleep, our water, and we start to eat a little bit more protein in our diet as well. Maybe that's by having a protein shake or even just going through and then basically increasing the amount of lean meats that you eat through your day. One of the biggest things we want to do in this phase as well is we want to basically record our stats. We want to see measurements, scale weight, or bioscan weight, so we know if we're improving or we're going backwards, okay? If we're going backwards, we want to basically course correct. We want to figure out what's going on, what's not working, so we can make some changes within that 7 days, implement new action tasks for the next week ahead. If we haven't been successful and we don't know about that, we're likely going to keep going backwards without even knowing. So like most people, they don't have a weigh-in or a check-in, they don't review their data for a good 6+ months, and of course they're going to be going backwards if that's what they're doing. So focusing on the foundations and the habits, this is going to get you to lose that first 5 kilos, okay? How to lose that 10 kilos, how to go from 5 kilos of fat loss to 10 kilos, this is a whole different ballpark. This here is the performance phase, or as we call it, the calorie phase, okay? If we're not tracking calories, we're likely guessing, okay? You guys have to be at a calorie deficit to actually lose body fat. We need to be at a 7,700 calorie deficit to actually lose a kilo of body fat. That's about 550 calories a day as a deficit over 2 weeks to lose a kilo of body fat. So this level here, we're tracking our calories, we're making sure we're at a deficit, we're starting to push a bit more protein as well. When we do this here, we're actually going to justify that next level of fat loss. Usually for this level, you cannot wing your way through it, so it's not going to happen. Big focus on this level as well is we're basically building the metabolism. So we might start at a deficit, but what we actually want to do, we have to go up before we come back down. So when we're in this phase here, we're basically going to be, once you lose body fat, we're going to be increasing your food intake, not decreasing, okay? We want to fix your metabolism, we want to build muscle, so we're actually having our body work for you versus against you, okay? The idea here would be to put on a good 2 to 3 kilos of muscle, and when we do that, we're going to be burning another 200 to 300 calories a day, doing nothing but holding that muscle. Think about it, you've got a really big car with a big engine, it's going to burn more fuel, more energy, basically than something like a little Corolla. So with our body, we want to build muscle. We want to basically increase that metabolism so your body is now working effectively at burning fat, okay? As a kid, I used to go for a run, 30-minute run. You'd burn maybe like 300 calories doing that there. It's much easier long-term to put 2 to 3 kilos of muscle on and burn that energy without actually having to go for that run. It's almost like passive income, passive calorie burning. Okay, you're using your body to help you. So the goal for this phase as well is we want to basically get your calories from 1,200, 1,300 if you're a female. It's usually where you guys are on. We want to build you guys up to your maintenance level or even a surplus. Surplus is when we're consuming a little bit more than we're burning. This is the zone we want to be to build muscle. Once your calories are up here, we've now got a playing field to cut from. If you guys come to us and you're on 600 calories and you're like, can we do a fat loss phase? There's nothing to cut from. So we have to go up before we come back down. Once again, you guys making these changes, that's what's going to help you go from 5 kilos of fat loss to that 10 kilo marker. Next phase is the cutting phase. How to lose 15, 20, 25 kilos. This is that phase. So you've built your calories up. This phase now, we can start to reduce. Like the boys should be on anywhere from 2,500 calories to 3,000 calories. The girls should be on 1,800 or even 2,000 plus. When you guys are up here, we now have a playing field to start a reduction phase. All we do for this phase here is we decrease your input, your food, and we increase your output. Or whether that's steps or another workout, that's what we're gonna do. Every week, you wanna do a check-in, you wanna review your body fat, you wanna review what's happening, your weight, your measurements, obviously, or a bioscan, so you know what's moving, okay? If you guys are not moving in terms of body fat, we're going to reduce your calories again. You might even just reduce 50 to 100 calories every week or two. And all we're doing is coaxing fat. When we hit that wall, we're taking off a little bit more, and that's going to get you into that next level of body fat. What you don't want to do is reduce yourself from 3,000 to 1,600 calories overnight, because you're going to lose a lot of muscle if you take it down too fast. And at the same time as well, you're taking away time from your potential fat burning phase. The longer we can obviously be at a deficit and slowly reduce you over time, the more body fat you're going to lose over that period as well. And this is where we get people losing 20, 25, 30 kilos. But once again as well, if we reduce you too quickly, you're going to feel like shit. Okay, you're not going to have a good time. You're not going to be mentally able to stick to that for very long. Just like the frog is boiled in the water, if you're switching the heat up slowly over time, the frog doesn't even know it's being boiled. Same thing for you guys and your fat loss journey. Okay, making little changes week by week, so you barely tell that it's actually happening. Big tip as well, how to stay in the fat loss phase and actually enjoy yourself. We need to eat for volume, okay? You guys, if you're blowing your calories on something silly like bread and pasta, which is very small volume, but very caloric dense, we're not gonna have the same sort of experience in the fat loss phase. Through this phase, we wanna be having a lot of vegetables, we're having a lot of lean meats, as much nutrient dense foods as possible without the calories, okay? Example is you guys can have 100 grams of pasta, which is about 70 grams of carbs, or you can have 700 grams of potato, which is the same 70 grams of carbs. Choosing the obviously high volume option is always going to be way better for you in your fat loss journey, so you don't feel like you're restricting, you don't feel like you're hungry all the time. All we do for this phase as well is we measure, we tweak, we make little changes week by week until we get to that overall bigger goal. Phase 4, the last phase, is our reverse dieting phase, okay? If you guys are finishing a fat loss phase and you're on like 1,500 calories, 1,400 calories, or 1,200 calories for the women, you're obviously not going to want to go from 1,200 calories to 2,000 calories overnight. You want to slowly build our way back up to your maintenance phase, okay? If you go from a hardcore fat loss phase and then go to Bali on a holiday, you're going to rebound quite quickly. Your body's not going to be able to tolerate the jump in calories in food. We want to slowly bring your food back up to a healthy level, so we're not putting on body fat after the cutting phase.